Don't get your feelings hurt. Read this.
Hello!
Hey.
Hey, welcome back to Short Film Roundup.
Thanks, man.
Hooray.
Yep, coming to you live from Payman's Void.
Yep.
I'm Kenny.
I'm D.
And I am Taylor.
And this is the only place in the universe where you can watch 3 cursed filmmakers review your short films.
That's right.
Your short films?
Yeah.
That guy.
Anyone who wants to submit a film can do so.
I'm looking at you, Adam Noyes.
So today's film is Adam Noyes' 132.9?
Yep.
Or sorry, FM
132.9. Yeah, it's like an experimental film in the likes of George Lucas's THX 1158.
So it's exactly
Very
the same.
similar.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
similar.
Yep.
Very similar.
Let's get to it.
Link below if you haven't seen it yet.
Yep.
Here we go.
Mr. Taylor,
Me?
get us started.
Okay, this movie is pretty interesting. It has a really cool concept, I thought, of a radio station discovering a cataclysmic monster event.
Void dust getting to you again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's rough.
That's terrible. You should
How
really
about
check
this
it out.
opening shot? It's the only shot not in the.
Oh, is this
Yeah.
a backdrop for his logo?
I don't know.
Maybe that's it, but
I don't know. The logo came up kind of weird. It was like, boom.
I guess it's not part of the movie.
But so the whole thing takes place inside this radio station, and as this cataclysmic event unfolds, as they get more worried and they figure out more details and all that, which is kind of a cool idea. My thought was that it was a Blumhouse idea of low budget, high concept sort of a thing.
Definitely felt that. Yeah.
I got Jason Blum
Yeah.
vibe.
Blum
Yeah.
vibes.
I think he would approve of all these text messages too.
Yeah.
He digs that kind of thing.
Yeah. Ultimately, I'm a little mixed on how I feel about the movie because I think the performances were kind of weak, especially when a movie that's heavy on performance. If the performances are a little weak, that can be pretty detrimental. Some of the cinematography choices are weird, and like the composition is a little weird on some shots. And maybe some of the pacing is a little bit weird. Yeah.
Pacing.
It kind of feels a little long.
Yeah.
It feels pretty long.
Yeah, I like the concept a lot. In fact, I enjoyed watching the movie. Of the 3 films Adam has sent us, this was my favorite. And if anything, I think all of the flaws that are here are amplified by the fact that the film's longer than it needs to be. I think there's a lot of fat to trim. And if this was a 5 to 10 minute short, we wouldn't have had to put so much weight on actors that didn't have necessarily really strong performances, or dialogue that wasn't particularly very believable, audio that was kind of poorly mixed, and a cinematographer gone wild. Right? In these 23 minutes, I think there were 50 different setups. Right?
There was quite a bit.
It felt like the cinematographer got bored being contained in this small space and began to just get like crazy creative. He's like, well, I'm going to shoot over here now. I haven't done this yet. You know? So a lot of it was almost distracting, the camera going all over the place.
It took me out, I think.
Yeah. But still, in light of that, I really like the idea, and I think Adam's taken on a pretty ambitious project here, and at least got to where we can see it and know what he's trying to do.
Certainly.
And that alone is a success.
I would say so, in somewhat. I've always enjoyed the what's it's something called, I can't think of the word. There's a challenge that you do in your head. Theoretical problem. Nothing.
I know all about that.
Yeah. Anyway, there's this thing that always really got my attention in filmmaking, where you have 2 characters. It's an exercise in script writing. You have 2 characters that are talking to each other, and you somehow try to create tension via context, and that's it. Like, you have no other situational things, no things that that are actually happening except for the two people talking to each other.
Right.
And you want the audience to feel really tense or feel like something's about to happen. I've always really liked that exercise because I think it really shows storytelling chops or at least directing chops, you know. And I feel like this film is kind of a big exercise of similar nature, where we have this really big story that's happening outside of this situation, or it's outside of the room, and it's like the filmmaker's job to then relay it to us and say, look how serious this is, you know, without ever showing the monster, without ever showing people exploding and stuff.
Which is more complex than I think most people would assume.
Definitely, especially in a visual medium.
Yeah, and we started off by saying, hey, here's a way to take a big concept and do it in like a small way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're using one place and virtually just dialogue for, I don't know, 4 different stories all kind of going on at once. You have the dynamics between the group here. You have the one woman who's trying to figure out if her kids are still around. You have the conversations between the host and the people out on location.
Yeah.
And kind of juggling that all together it's no easy feat.
It's
in
not
directing, especially.
Especially for directing. And I think one of the biggest things that holds all of that drama in is acting ability. If someone can show like really, really good emotion, I think you can convincingly show someone that you're genuinely terrified about something or genuinely happy about something. But when you're a weak actor, it doesn't come off.
I would have preferred to have seen this rely more on performance and less on the written word.
Yeah, there was a lot of
there was a lot that we could have just seen, like on faces.
Yeah,
where that we didn't necessarily have to have paragraphs of exposition.
Yeah, that's true. I think if it wasn't for the acting, I think this film would have brought me in more, because I do really like the concept.
Yeah.
But I could not get connected to it simply because the actors, to me, weren't strong enough, the actors and actresses.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that mediocre to even subpar acting can still work if the movie isn't if the movie's really lean and fast paced, and I think it can. But this felt just a bit bloviated to me. I still think that's the biggest weak point, is this story merited maybe 6 minutes of screen time,
and we got 23 minutes.
23.
Yeah. It was what was the minute time at the very end? It was like minute 21 or something like that.
Yeah.
That it was over.
So it's supposed to be real time, pretty much.
Yeah.
So there's 14, and then over here there's
minute
21.
21.
Yeah.
How long is the movie?
23.
23 minutes.
So without logos and stuff, that's actually probably
pretty much is real time. Yeah. So it just, I don't know. I thought it was kind of weird that they would bring up a text for that every now and again.
Yeah,
especially in the beginning.
With like minute 0.
It's like minute 3.
It's like the show 24.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, in 24, the countdown or count up has relevance to the story.
Complete relevance to the story. There's tons of things tied with time within 24.
Right. So here, it didn't.
It's just like a stylistic thing. Yeah.
I thought it was like meant to be something with radio, and I just didn't catch on.
Maybe. So there could be some radio production culture pieces that we just don't know about.
And in that aspect, I kind of like it. I kind of like that there's a bunch of culture in here that's just there and not explained, but also not explaining it means there has to be enough of it to where we can catch on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, example of that is there's no real establishing shot to give us a sense of the geography of this place.
Yeah.
And it was only because I understood how radio stations work that I figured out how they were oriented,
Right.
So, he's actually facing the two girls, and who are on the other side of a soundproof window with a door in between. But that's only based on my experience.
Yeah.
Right? Not based on anything we saw. Not that it kind of is hard to get an establishing shot.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Without, unless you did a slide through the door
or something like that.
Sides,
Yeah.
I don't know. Not that there wasn't enough slider use in this.
Yeah, there was a little too much. Yeah. Can we talk about the cinematography?
Yeah.
I know you brought it up already. Both of you guys did. The things that took me out a lot were the creative shots. Unfortunately,
Like where they use the microphone holder rig to perfectly frame his face.
Yeah, stuff like that.
That's what I mean. It feels like the cinematographer was trapped in this room for way too long,
like right there,
and he began to go, let's get.
There's
Let's
a lot
make
of
this more fun
because of how radio stations are set up. It's super easy to do a shot just like this,
right,
where there's a lot of parallax.
Yeah,
and so there's a lot of that that's not particularly motivated by story,
right?
And there's also a lot of composition stuff that felt really awkward to me, where like a character will be kind of even like that. Where it's like high angle.
How about the one where there was
like
a coffee mug in the foreground? You see that one?
Oh yeah, that was a split diopter.
There was like a
shot.
huge coffee mug in the foreground.
Yeah,
I think it was split diopter blur.
Mm-hmm.
Diopter.
Split.
Hey, there's a wide shot, right there. Huh? At
it was kind of a relief.
20 minutes in. I'm not shitting on the cinematography. I'm just being a dick.
You dick.
Just being a dick. I'm trying to figure out where that shot is.
The coffee cup?
Yeah, because I remember seeing that. I'm like, why is that there?
Well, there's another shot
He's drinking coffee.
Where it's the blonde, and she's in like the bottom left corner, and the mic is like in her face, and there's a bunch of negative space.
Yeah.
And that was a really awkward shot to me. It was all kind of towards the...
A lot of these were like that.
Yeah, like that kind of shot.
Yeah, so these shots, they look cool, They to me, they visually look cool, but they do nothing for the story. And with visual medium being what it is, the shots should do something for your story, even if it is stylistic.
Particularly this shot.
Yeah.
Because the mic is just in her face, and we can look at the text, but I don't really want to look at the mic in her face. I want to see her face.
Yeah, there was actually a time where this one right here, where she's talking to the guy. And you need to see her face, for her reaction.
Right.
And it's blocked. And, that's just...
Weird.
Yeah, it's
weird.
weird.
I think that...
you can actually go back to the earlier episodes of Short Film Roundup and the talkies on this YouTube channel to see how not to do mic placement.
Right. And we used to have our mics in
our mics were in front of our face.
It looks like a mess.
It looks like a total mess.
Yeah.
We've made every mistake that we point out, even on this show.
Which is why we can point them out, because we've made them.
That's why we're so good at pointing out mistakes.
In fact, I gotta share this. So I did a lot of cinematography for student films when I went to school, and almost every single shot that I did, doesn't matter what film it was on the 50. Just about every single one, because that's a beautiful lens.
It's a thing.
And 50 and 35 mostly. Even if it was like a comedy, and I do these super long shots, and it makes no sense whatsoever. And you watch it, and they feel like heavily stylistic for some reason, and it's because I'm putting this dramatic take on comedies. If you look at, there's a movie that does this called Game Night.
Yeah.
That does the same thing, except theirs is more of a intentional choice. Mine was just kind of I feel like a cinematographer, and I really want to do something really cool, so I'm going to do it this way. And it really takes away from the story because I didn't know why I was doing it.
And if you like discussions like that, you can come join our Facebook group called Film Alchemists.
Yes.
Where we have a lot of in-depth philosophical discussion on the nature of filmmaking.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of other cool filmmakers there.
There's a link in the description. Check it out.
Please do. It's fun. Oh, back to the movie.
That was a bad segue.
Insane.
Still on the cinematography. I think that sort of quasi unmotivated slider use of panning this way while one character talks really intense and quick about something unfolding, and then we slide the other way when we cut to the other character who's talking about the same thing, and they're cutting back and forth, and it does do something to sort of raise the physical tension or intensity of the scene, but it's like a 5-second trick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't rely on that for 20 minutes.
Well, it's like the there's a saying for TV shows where you have to have a maximum of 4 seconds a shot. And it's because, and if you've noticed on shows like Bones or other detective shows, they'll have a float cam that's doing this, and then they cut, and it's doing this, and then it's like this conversation that's just never stopping.
Yeah.
This camera.
Well, we watched an interview with Jason Blum once.
Yeah.
On YouTube. It's this weird one where they're sitting in like an antique shop or something.
Yeah.
And all 3 cameras, like there's a wide 2 shot and then 2 over the shoulders, are on sliders.
Yeah.
And so they're constantly, running out of space on one end, so they reverse direction and go the other way. Yeah. And it felt like we were on a freaking seesaw.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was like a 20-minute interview.
Right.
So like after a while, you just start going like this in your seat. You're like, why am I moving? It gets old quick.
Yeah. It does.
So I think it is a reliable trick to add some dynamic and the sensation of momentum to your scene.
Well, I mean, it's definitely dynamic, and it does something that, beginning filmmakers like a lot, and that's, including me, is production value. It makes it seem like what you're doing is way more impressive and way more interesting.
It has a place.
Yeah.
And I'd say
but that's not the place.
I think a couple times they used it in here were appropriate, but as it just piled up, and got silly.
Oh, there's
the shot. Look at that. Look at that.
We've got
he can dive into that cup of coffee.
We've got a split diopter shot, where we have the coffee and him in focus at the same time.
That is a little bit absurd.
That is absurd.
It's like what's
why?
The point? Yeah. Why are we doing that?
Yeah. So right after we finished watching this, we had a little chat about when it is appropriate to use split diopter.
Yeah.
Like when does that actually make sense?
Right. And I think in storytelling so okay, you can do any shot for any reason at all.
Yeah. We're gonna. That's the obvious disclaimer for anything and everything always.
I just want to say that
we're artists.
No, but being said, that means that the reason should be attached to the thing that you're saying, which is either the style or the story or whatever it is that you're saying. I think it should be more than just it would look cool. Right. Or it makes me feel good. Yeah. Because if your movie's not about that, then that takes away.
Yeah. My favorite use of split diopter is in Pulp Fiction when Butch is running away from Marcellus Wallace and he rounds a corner and down an alley and his back is on the wall and the diopter focus is straight on the edge of the wall, so you can't even tell it's there. And then you see Marcellus Wallace come out of the alleyway, so we get this really nice close-up of Bruce Willis, and in focus in the distance is Marcellus Wallace looking around for him also. And you can't even tell it's happening, but you get that shot that you need. It's kind of a just very practical use of it.
Yeah.
I always liked that.
I really like that too. And it follows what I say is the kind of theory that I have for cinematography, which is you're forcing the audience to look at things for whatever reason you want. But it's like you're showing the audience, look at Marcellus, but also look at Bruce Willis at the same time. Look at them at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not so much, or additionally to that,
yeah,
it also gives you this sensation that the coming doom, right, of being caught by Marcellus is much closer. Is actually a much more realistic threat. He's not something out of focus in the distance.
Right.
He's right there.
Right.
You know, and you feel it like you were just caught. He just walked into your space.
Yeah. And
so that adds to the story.
And that being
said, the crystal clear coffee cup, unless like someone just put poison in it or something, I don't see why.
See, now that would be interesting. Yeah, if someone had, which it wouldn't make sense in here, but if someone poisoned him,
which I think happened in The Hateful Eight.
Did it?
Yeah.
Ironically, it might not.
That's interesting.
Maybe that's not ironic.
That did come to my mind.
Yeah.
As soon as I said it.
But I don't remember if he did split diopter in that also.
But that would make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because you have a reason to say, look at this.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works for like the first
Oh
time.
wait, hold on. We're being slightly unfair.
Yeah, okay.
Here's why. Because in that cup is not coffee, it's vodka.
Oh, because he's kind of drinking.
Yeah.
I didn't get the sense that that mattered.
Vodka mug.
I didn't get
Wait,
the
was
sense.
it vodka?
It was some liquor.
Liqueur.
I thought it was brown.
Rum.
That being said, there's other
Brandy?
split diopter shots in here where people are like talking to each other, like
Yeah.
like right back there,
Yeah.
right there. This one, that's a great frame right there.
Yeah, this I actually thought was pretty good
Actually, that is pretty good.
because seeing her reaction to her talking.
Yeah. See,
I don't know. It seems weird though.
No, it's weird because I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
But I think that was a decision.
I still think
that was
it
in their mind.
distracts more than it adds.
because she's so close to the camera.
And, well,
Yeah,
actually, this happened in Us, and it bothered me
Look,
yeah,
because
she's not even looking.
yeah,
you
she's
see
like on
the-
Facebook.
but the edge of the split
Mm-hmm.
completely blurs out a piece of her computer,
That's
right?
yeah,
And
you're
that's what I don't like. is
you're right
that
about that.
when
Well,
you-
that's why I don't even like the split diopter shot. This
No.
for that reason.
well, I think you should, if you're going to use it to sort of show something that's kind of dreamlike or weird or put
Yeah.
you in that, or find a creative way to hide the split, one or the other.
Yeah,
In Us, the blurry edge of the split really bothered me.
it bothered me too.
Yeah.
And again, that's the reason why I just simply don't use those shots because I think they look ugly. But yeah, but this
Particularly here.
yeah, but
right?
particularly right here where she's in focus, but
not
she's just
even a
looking at
part of the
Facebook.
shot anymore.
Yeah. So it doesn't make much sense to still have it. Yeah.
Cool. GG.
Did you guys catch the moment where Adam Noyes' website was on the computer?
I missed that.
I saw that you pointed it out.
It was like right way at the beginning.
Yeah.
Easter egg. That's
It's a
what
good one.
that was.
Oh,
boy.
where is it?
Wow, that
pretty
is
brief.
fast forwarding.
I can't
right there.
follow that quick.
I feel like Ham in Toy Story.
Yeah, got to go around the horn again.
Where do you look on the internet?
That was a Toy Story 2 reference.
Right there.
Yeah, just
Oh,
back up.
no, that was Toy Story. That was the first one.
Nope.
Oh, no,
No,
that was the
it's
second one.
you.
See, there it is.
Oh, hey.
Look at that. Woo!
This is his website. See, there's his logo. Oh, that is
Creature
the backdrop.
feature double
Yep.
feature.
That is the backdrop for it. What?
Creature feature double
Now
feature.
I want to go to his website and see what all that stuff is.
I've already been there.
No
What?
way. You've done
I
your
did.
research?
I did.
I
What
like to
would
go
you
into a
rate
short
his
firm
website?
roundup
The
episode.
website's actually pretty good.
I like to go into an SFRU episode cold, so that doesn't influence.
It doesn't
my
influence you.
Opinion
Yeah.
of the film.
Yeah, I already had the influence. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
the
are
website.
jaded.
Yeah,
I'm jaded now.
website.
I'm biased.
High bias.
Ooh, that was some dad level humor. That wasn't even dad level.
That's why I
That was
liked
like,
it. Let's talk about the text
I'm a
messages.
father now.
how about particularly this one?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So two problems. One, they're way too small to read,
And too much text.
and two, there was not enough time to read these things. You know.
Yeah, and I think that was part of the intent.
That's what I.
Right, get overwhelmed with it, like all this stuff is happening.
Right, but
like
they-
even
yeah.
when it was just two texts at a time, it was hard to keep up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny in this shot. I got that feeling that you were talking about, where I was like, oh, it's like pop, 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 and as soon as I got that, which was after like maybe 3 or 4 of them were up,
Yeah.
I just stopped paying attention to it.
Me too.
Like I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, done. I don't care.
Yeah, because they cut back to the shot like 5 or 6
Yeah.
times.
To me, that was saying it meant that it didn't matter what the texts were saying. Like
Right.
I didn't
So you
feel
stopped reading.
motivated to read
Right.
it.
I still felt like I was supposed to read, and I kept trying, and then I'm like, I'm not seeing what's happening in the scene,
Yeah.
which is why I'd prefer they just show a phone.
Yeah.
If you have to see a text, I'd rather they look at a phone and see it on the phone.
That's in my subjective opinion, I very much like text on screen much better than seeing it on phone.
Really?
Yeah, a hell of a lot more.
In my objective opinion,
Yeah.
it's much better to show the phone because it doesn't break me out of the
That's a good point.
the movie.
Gotta
And
have to go
mine
with
was
Kenny 'cause his is a-
objective.
yeah.
Right.
Yours was only
Mine's
subjective.
subjective.
That's why I
That-
side with
I
Kenny.
win.
That's
Yeah.
why I said it's a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should.
Yeah.
You should have gone for the objective.
Yeah,
I went with
that's true.
subjective.
Yeah.
You're a
Adam,
little-
is this you?
Oh, is that?
It is.
that-
I already proved it.
Oh, you did?
You proved it?
Yeah, I used
How'd-
Facebook to prove it.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
that's
creepy.
creepy.
I went to his
dude.
account
That's
and
really creepy.
I stalked stalked him.
Oh my gosh.
After seeing the movie, so I wasn't jaded.
Oh, okay.
Right after.
Good.
After.
Good.
Much better.
Adam's in Film Alchemist.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Good man, Adam.
Good man.
Good man.
Do we have anything else to say about this? Should we move on to questions?
Let's move on to questions.
Okay.
So, you know what time it is? This is part of the show where we talk to the filmmaker themselves. But before we do, you, dear viewer, you need to comment. Tell us what we missed, and tell Adam, ask him your questions. You know, he'll come back and say how awesome things were or how bad things were.
Indeed.
So let's start. Kenny.
Okie doke. First question is, how long were you guys locked in this radio station here shooting this? It looked like something that would have been rather time consuming. I'm wondering how long your shoot was. 2, do you have experience in the world of radio that gave you some context for telling this story?
I wonder if that has anything to do with this one right here. If this person had anything to do with the radio part.
I don't know.
Or Godzilla.
I'm guessing that's his dad.
Yeah, well, same last name in 1959.
Yeah, that sounds, about the right time.
My question, Adam, is obviously, so you put this in the beginning here, so this is important to you for this reason. What was the connection between Steven and the rest of this film? I kept expecting a twist to happen, that all this was actually made up, that this was kind of like a War of the Worlds kind of thing, but happening almost in
flipping
reverse.
it the other way. Oh,
Yeah.
we should make that movie.
Hey,
That's a good idea.
but I didn't, and I think the reason why that kept coming up was because everything was super dramatic, super serious.
Yeah.
So, Adam, I wanted to know what was in your head when you were doing this. Is this a super dramatic piece that you thought of from the beginning? And does it have anything to do with Steven, or is it just something that kind of overlapped?
What was your thought process behind choosing the split diopter shots? And how did you achieve those shots? Were you actually using a lens, or did you do it digitally? I couldn't really tell. Or did you do some life hack?
I think it was. I think it was.
Split diopter life hack.
And I think it was an actual lens, or at least a mod of some sort.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Was it like a mod, or was it a legit lens, or how'd you do it? And also, this is a really cool movie. I don't know. That's not a question. I
This is a really cool movie.
Yeah.
It was.
I lost it.
It was a cool movie.
Yeah.
Bippity boop.
Come on, D.
Come on, D.
Give in.
It's a cool movie.
Say it.
It's
Say
a cool
it.
movie, D.
It is cool. Oh yeah, movie.
Oh.
Close enough. I'll take it.
Sure.
I'll take it.
And then what inspired you to make this film?
I already said that.
No, you didn't.
What inspired you to make this film?
Answer 3 times.
Oh, and what inspired you to make this film?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Don't answer 4 times.
Don't answer
Okie
these
dokie.
questions.
Adam, thank you for submitting your film to Short Film Roundup. That was a joy to watch and a joy to analyze.
We hope to see more.
Definitely. Keep sending us your work. We get a lot out of it, and we hope all of our other viewers here and elsewhere do as well.
If you're not Adam, send your film to us, and we'll do the same thing to you. I just did here.
Yeah.
Same exact thing. We'll give you the exact same review.
Same review.
We actually, it's all sort of canned responses.
Yeah, in fact, the
we
script
recorded
that we
this
have-
once.
The script is right here.
Why would you tell them that?
Sorry.
Honesty is the best policy.
That's not true.
I saw that Payman recently became active on Facebook.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
That's a little...
Extremely, wasn't cursing us enough?
I know.
Like,
Now
he's
like a troll.
Yeah, he outright curses us, and then he's like, you know what? Cursing us
sued
is not
us.
enough. Yeah, he curses us months
By the
ago
way,
in
his
Halloween.
lawsuit was thrown out.
Oh,
yeah, because of his...
because he breached contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went against the judge's order.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, he curses us for a review we gave.
Thin
then
skin.
months later, he's like,
Look.
you know what? Now I'm going to sue you for the same thing that I cursed you for. Like, one punishment wasn't enough. A delayed punishment years
I
later.
bet you Adam is not going to sue us for
giving him
being
a review,
critical of
giving him
the
some
cinematography
honest,
of
constructive
this movie.
criticism.
No, because Adam gets
'Cause he's-
it
yeah,
that
'cause
we're
he's
all
a-
trying to learn and become better filmmakers. Not everyone is a douchebag
Like
that red
Payman.
prick upstairs.
Like Payman.
Did you hear that?
Prick!
I don't care if he hears me.
Really?
I don't care.
You could Facebook him. You could like message him on Facebook and be like,
Why not? I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm doing on my phone. For real.
we have to create an overlay now. Are we done?
Little
Is it over?
messages pop up.
Is this done?